Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the first podcast of 2025. I hope you all had a great Christmas and New Year, and you've been missing us because we decided to have a bit of a break. Now, I'm just going to quickly do this so I can share this to Nigel's page, and then we'll crack on with the show. But yeah, hoping everyone had a cracking Christmas. Let me just do this because I'm a bit behind. Come on. Oh, the wonders of this, the wonders of joys. Why can't I find you, Nigel? There we go. I've got you. Right, there you go. It's now on Nigel's timeline. Lovely. I'll get it on mine as well. Remember, everybody, get involved. I've got some big news about how we're going to move forward with the podcast. Just before I introduce the team, we're one short tonight. We had a late substitution, but we didn't have any substitutes, unfortunately. But there you go. Anyone out there want to come on? Give us a shout. I'll send you a link and you can come and join us. But yeah, lost my way there. But anyway, let me introduce you to the rest of the team. Right, Nigel, I hope you had a good Christmas and New Year. And we are going to be talking a little bit about your big adventure day back down to the Vic. For the Graham Taylor Day a little bit later on in the show, but hope you had a good time, Christmas and New Year, and your DJing went well, I take it?
Yeah, it was a good Christmas, but it wasn't as busy as I thought it'd be on New Year's Eve and stuff like that. But yeah, I've had a good Christmas, and like I said, I've had a great weekend, so it's all been good, yeah.
Excellent. I just want to introduce Tom. So Tom Hadley here, he's a Cobblers supporter. He talks Cobblers, so we thought we'd bring him on. Tom's hopefully going to be doing a little bit of a few articles for us for a website, and he's going to join us every now and again on the show, I hope, as well. That's if I don't destroy him tonight, and he enjoys himself. But welcome to the team, Tom. And I know you had a good Christmas and New Year, and you had a little trip to the football yesterday, which we'll talk about a little later as well. But how you doing? And say hello to everyone.
Yeah, very well, thank you. Appreciate you having me on the show, Gary. Hello to you as well, Nigel, and hello to everybody watching along. Yeah, look forward to sharing some content via the website, being a guest on the podcast, and yeah, we're going to go through some good topics and put some good stuff out there. And I look forward to receiving the feedback of the audience and yeah, and the back and forth of football chat. Looking forward to it.
And I've got to be honest with you. Obviously, I know you're very much in the team of being very positive, and you're looking for positive attitudes and positive things in football. We talk a lot of negative stuff, all of us, every fan does, but I know you're going to be heavily looking for the positives that we can take from the game. So that's really good news. Now, like I say, a little bit later on, everyone, I will be telling you a little bit about what the future holds for the podcast. We are going to be changing it up a little, which I hope will work well for us all. Just want to say good evening to Jordan Pollard. Jordan, I think I did drop you a message, mate. If you want to give me a bell anytime, not tonight though, if you can help it, and definitely have a chat about what we discussed. That would be great. Ian, good evening. Hope you're well. Gareth Williams. I'm going to mention Gareth a little bit because actually, let's do this now. So we've had a really, really great New Year in terms of the charity we support, Team Michaela. You must all know this by now that we support Team Michaela. Michaela being an 18-year-old young girl who has suffered with cancer from the age of 4 and still, for the rest of her life, will suffer. The most inspirational person I've ever met, and absolutely blown me away. So inspirational. So we've had some fantastic news already, and this year. Firstly, we've reached our £500 second one, so that's £1,000. I should be handing that over in the next few days, and we'll get a video hopefully from Michaela as well herself. And I'll say Gareth because Gareth dropped the last tenner in to make sure we went into the 500, and we did it on Christmas Eve, which was wonderful. So thank you very much, Gareth. And So not only that, but the real big news is that Michaela got recognised in the New Year's Honours. And I'm going to say it again, this girl is so inspirational. Someone suffering for the rest of her life with cancer, a constant battle all her life, and all she wants to do is give back to other children suffering what she went through as a young child as well. I'm just a little bit more about what's happening. Now, let me just bring this up. So she's been recognised in the New Year's Honours for pictures up with a British Empire medal. Okay. And let me just bring up the medal there. So this is the medal she got. It was awarded at the Tower of London to her, and that's a British Empire medal. And this is because of all the work she does raising money, which we want to help her with as well. This wonderful, wonderful human being really is. Quick picture here. This is Michaela herself at the award ceremony held at Tower of London. Normally they chop people's heads off there, don't they? It's nice to see them being nice for change. And here she is with one of the Tower guards at the event. That's Michaela. Wonderful. And we've been able to hand over a second £500 this week as well. So brilliant. Onwards and upwards, everybody. Like I say, on all our links are the links for you to add to that charity. We no doubt will be doing a football card again soon. But it's so and we've got other things in the pipeline, and we're talking to people that have approached us to help the charity as well, which I'm trying to piece them all together at the moment. So it's all wonderful news for such a wonderful charity, and like I say, a wonderful human being is Michaela. Absolutely well done and well deserved. Brilliant news. Great news, guys, for her.
Hey, she deserves it all.
Oh, she's brilliant. Obviously, Nigel, you met her via the link.
Yeah.
When she came on our show. Tom, you've not, you wouldn't be aware of this really, but she's some person, isn't she, Nigel?
Yeah, it'd be very easy with someone that's got that condition to just be concerned with her own health, but she puts everybody else in front of her.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's fully deserved. I'm glad she's been recognised.
Oh, it's brilliant, isn't it? It's brilliant news. And she loves proper football. She loves the football supporters. And we will get a message. And she knows, you know, the donations come from all you out there. And she knows this. And let's get behind it and keep raising more. We've got ideas for 2025. And we're going to raise as many treasure boxes. Start again. Treasure boxes. And I know I've gone over it before, but we don't know the different people watching us tonight. So what Michaela does, she every £500 they raise, and every penny, by the way, every penny goes to the charity, goes to the children. Every penny, okay. So when we hand her over £500, that £500 buys what they call a treasure box. And that will be for a child suffering cancer in hospital. They will obviously give the child an option on what they would like up to the value of the £500, and the child will receive that treasure box. Puts a wonderful smile on the face of a child suffering with cancer. So, people, like I say, all our platforms have got the links on. Please help donate. Please maybe pick a team. I've got one more thing I need to just mention this again. I've got a big shout out to Tranmere Supporters Trust. They came to us. Tranmere wasn't on our last football card, so they said, "Can we have Everton?" And we give it that was available. So yeah, they had Everton. It's £5 a team, and we split the money 50-50. One to the charity, one to the winner. They didn't give us £5; they gave us £10. That's the first thing. Okay. They then won the card. They got Everton. It came up. So Tranmere Supporters Trust won the card and gave every penny back to the charity. So the whole amount went to charity. So absolutely superb. If anyone from Tranmere is listening, you know, we'll come up and do a piece on you if you want. Absolutely fantastic. And I know they do so much for charity, the Tranmere Supporters Trust. So well done them. Before we crack on, let's just check in here. Yeah, no, that's all cool. Okay, so let's talk about yesterday. I'm going to start with you, Tom. So Tom went away with his wonderful cobblers because he this is going to carry on. This is going to be a theme, this is, isn't it?
How long are you going to dine out on it for,
didn't he,
mate?
Nige? Oh, Steve Terry, didn't he play for Northampton for a little while?
I don't know.
Sure he did. I'm sure he did. But anyway, you had a little trundle to Burton Albion. You're going to do a little piece for us on that, aren't you?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. It was a good little day out. The picture on screen there, fantastic away pub, family run, absolutely brilliant place. That's literally just down the road from the ground. So perfect little place to start out. It was a good little day out, 3 points. The weather let us down a little bit. The quality of the game also let us down a little bit, but where we sort of are at the moment, the poor patch of form, obviously the change in manager, obviously Kevin Nolan's first win as Cobblers manager as well. So it was good to be there to witness that. Good to be there with him sort of gene out the crowd at the end. And yeah, we all know the character that Nolan is from his playing days. You know, he played with his heart on his sleeve. And if he manages anything like he played, then it will be absolutely sound.
To be fair, Tom,
the Cobblers, isn't it? Sorry, no.
I was going to say, to be fair, most teams go to Burton and get 3 points.
Mate, to be fair, I'll give you that one, absolutely. So I'm not sure we can take too many plaudits based on the result, but form-wise, I think we've been even worse than them recently. So we'll absolutely take it. But I'll let you have that one, Nigel.
Yeah, yeah, brilliant. But yeah, look, you look at Northampton and you think, "Ooh, are they going to go down?" What do you think as a Cobblers fan?
Well, you touched on it at the start of the show. I'm all about positivity. I know there's a fine line between positiveness and delusional. I think I'm probably on the borderline a little bit when it comes to the Cobblers, you know. But no, I'm a realist. We're definitely in that dogfight, and I think if it goes to the final day relegation, which it may well do, I think we will be there or thereabouts in terms of scrapping to try and get out of it. But yeah, we've got a good squad of players. We've got a big squad, a really good squad of players, a lot of injuries. But whoever comes in is asked to do a job. They always do a job. We've got a fresh impetus now with the new manager. And yeah, whilst I do believe we are going to be down there, we are going to be scrapping. I think we're ready for it. I think certainly with new man at the helm, I think we're good. I think we're good to go.
So, and obviously you've got your love of Cobblers, but overall you've got a major love of football at every level. And this is where you're going to be looking to do some articles. I've decided we're going to call them Talking Cobblers because I can't resist it. I think it's brilliant. and
it's accurate as well. I'll be honest, I'll put it out there. It's accurate as well, so don't worry about that.
Yeah. So Tom will be talking Cobblers on a regular basis through the website and will join us to talk more Cobblers every now and again on the show. But yeah, no, absolutely. No, welcome on board, mate, and it's good to have you on.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Brilliant. And yeah, we will keep a close eye on the trip Northampton are going to be on the rest of this season, I suspect. Nigel.
Yes.
Big day for you yesterday. Obviously, Watford annually celebrate the life of the greatest manager they ever had in Graham Taylor. And you were part of that golden era of the early 80s that Taylor and Elton John developed at that club. And you had a big day yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, they organised, they tried to get as many players that played between 77 and 83 to go to the club, have the hospitality lounge sorted out for them. And, you know, it's a tribute to GT because, you know, it's GT day, there he is. And he done so much to build the club up, you know, with the fans, the families, and everything. So we was invited back. They said they wanted to get us out onto the pitch at half time and introduce each and every one of us, because obviously there'll be a lot of young uns there that probably weren't going to see Watford played back in the day when we played. So it was nice that they got us out there. They introduced us one by one, and then we went out to the centre circle. got a wave and all that. And it was really good. It was just nice to. It was nice to go out on the pitch, and it was nice to be appreciated by the fans. And sort of walking around back to the other side of the pitch, it was just getting stopped every 2 minutes for selfies and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a brilliant weekend. It was something I needed anyway. So the only bad thing about it was the result.
Because Sheffield United, they played, lost 2-1, wasn't it?
Yeah, to be honest, Watford they're not playing brilliant football. But then again, I don't think Sheffield United did either. So if any of them sides ended up in the Premiership next year, I don't think they'd last. Not unless they went out and bought a lot of players. So the football they're playing is too slow. It's too negative. It's not. They don't go forward enough. But yeah, it's all about the occasion for me. Like I saw a lot of older faces. Ian Bolton was there. Steve Terry was there. Gary Porter, Keith Cassells, Trevor Howe, Steve Sherwood. There might be a few, but that's just a few. So, and of course, Ross Jenkins came over from Spain. And
Ross Jenkins.
It was good meeting up with him, actually. There you go. See, me and Ross were, we walked from the hotel to the ground. We just thought we'd have a bit of a nostalgic walk down Market Street, and then we popped into the pub outside the ground, and that's where we had that photo taken. And there's a few supporters in there wanted to take photos with us and stuff. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was good.
Ross Jenkins, what a striker he was.
Yeah, he was. He was one of them that got better when Graham Taylor came. Graham worked. And like I said, we was back in the afternoons and we was crossing balls Luther and Ross put into an empty net. And that basically he just wanted to get forwards used to hitting the net, hitting the back of the net. And that's how we trained at Watford. He trained in the afternoons. You got better. Ross obviously got better with the services of me and John putting balls in the box. Him and Luther were, lapping it up. So yeah, but I never really got to know Ross properly when he was a footballer. But there was a funny side of him that I got to know yesterday when he came over. So yeah, it was really good. I'll definitely be keeping in touch.
Drag him on the show one time, mate.
Yeah, well, I said to him we'll keep in touch. So I mentioned about the podcast, and he said, yeah, he'd definitely love to come on.
Oh, lovely. Yeah, we'll get that organised.
Yeah.
No, what an event for you, mate. All them memories flooding back must have been great. And like you say, going out on a pitch with all the fans applauding you and all that.
Yeah.
Were the selfies of you, the people wanting selfies, were they of a younger generation that wouldn't have known who you guys were?
I'll tell you what it was. A guy come over to the front and he said, can I have a picture with you with three lads? He says, you know my cousin Joe. And she lives in Australia, but I know Joe from when I was in Benitez. So he's taken a photo, he sent it to her, and she sent it to me this morning. So just, I saw Moves there as well, Mark Alfie Moon. He was there. So, and I met up with Joanne Taylor, Graham's daughter.
Okay.
So that was nice. The two sisters were there.
You lived with Graham Taylor for a couple of months, didn't you?
No, I spent a week.
Oh, was it a week?
Yeah.
That was enough, was it? Being with the boss, living with the boss.
They took the piss out of me, all the lads, all week long. Teacher's pet, and then even he said, if you don't put the corn over properly, I won't let you go out with my daughter.
Did you go out?
No, I didn't. We was just really good friends. I got to know her while I was staying at the house because otherwise I'd have been bored stiff. But he wanted me to. We were playing Derby the next match. Obviously, I played the West Ham game on a Saturday. Got the back healer.
The little cheeky back healer. I had that somewhere. I showed it once.
I was more or less man of the match that day. And then he said to me, we was playing Derby on Tuesday. He said to me that Saturday after the match, he went, I'd like you to stay a few more days until the Derby match. And I said, no. I said, I want to go back to my house. I said, I've done the week with you. So we're going training Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, the team list gets put up. And he's dropped me he put me sub because I wouldn't stay at his house.
These are the stories we want to hear, mate. I'm just going to catch up on the comments. So, half an uneaten, this is for you, Tom, really. Half an uneaten side left for Northampton with Graham Carr, who was Nuneaton's manager in the late 80s. A great side. Got Carol Gilmore there. Good evening, people. We've got Simon from... thanks for all your hard work, guys. Brilliant site. Thank you, Simon. Appreciate that. A friend of yours here, Nigel.
Yeah.
Surin. Hi, everyone. How are you doing?
Surin was out Friday night.
Another some great pictures posted, Callie, as well there. And then one from Paul there. Hi, legends. Hope you're well. We are, Paul. Hope you're well too, mate. Okay, right. So, you've just been watching the Liverpool Man United game, and you mentioned it was a brilliant game. Not that I can be bothered with the Premier League, but hey ho, tell us more, Nigel. Good game.
Yeah, it was. You know, you normally expecting a tight game, not many shots and stuff like that, but they were both going for it today. And at one point, I thought Man United were the better side. You know, then Liverpool got back in it with a penalty to put them in front. Then United equalised, but they were going for it right till the very end. And as far as watching a match, if you was a neutral watching that match, you'd have gone, "What a great game!" And it was. So, but I think Man United had the better chances early on. They could have put the game to bed because Liverpool weren't looking good. But once Liverpool got the break with the handball, and Salah's put them 2-1 up. They've got the tails up a little bit, but United still got another goal. So, but if you get a chance, watch your match of the day, tape it. Definitely worth watching.
Tom, did you catch that game at all today?
I didn't, mate. I didn't, to be fair. I was keeping a keen eye on it whilst pottering about doing this, that, and the other. And yeah, certainly not a result that I was expecting. I don't think anybody really expected that. Did United fully turn up then? Did they, Nigel?
Yeah, that's the. You've got to put a question mark on United players at the moment because they're turning up for the big games. They turn up against Man City.
Yeah, true. Very true.
They turn up against Liverpool, but they can't win sod all in between all them games. And so, is that down to the attitude of the players? Not thinking that they're better than what they are when they come up against the smaller clubs, well, so-called smaller clubs. But they're raising a game when they're coming up against the big boys like the Man City's, the Arsenal's. And they're raising a game, but they definitely matched Liverpool today. And at one time, they were a better side. So you've got to say, well, is it Jekyll and Hyde at Man United at the moment? I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's a fair assumption. I think it's a fair assessment, rather. That reminds me of like a mid 2000s, early 2010s Liverpool side where. Similar sort of thing. They'll go and get beat by Stoke, for example, without being rude to anybody from Stoke. Any Stoke City supporters listening, I do apologise. A cold Tuesday night at Stoke. A cold Tuesday night at Stoke when they were in the Prem. Go and get turned over there, and then
we've got a couple of them Stokies who come on here, mate. You be careful now.
They get turned over there, which is a very, very difficult place to go back in the day. They get turned over there, and then they'll have somebody like a United at home or United away or whatever, and go there and get a result. I think they did it to Chelsea a couple of times, home and away, in a season that Chelsea won the league, I think. So it just shows you it's all about, don't underestimate your opposition, and don't just turn up in the big moments. You've got to be there in the lesser moments as well.
One more piece then about the Premier League, then we'll have a quick gander about what else has been going on. I've got a couple of footage of a superb game I attended with Dan the other week, just for Christmas at Hadley FC down in Barnet. Fantastic game, actually, but I've got some footage from that I'll show you. But I also picked up on an absolute screamer of a goal because we're going to talk a little bit about maybe some of our highlights of 2024. This is our first show back, so I'd like to do that next as well. But let's just finish off by saying, is Man City's bad run over? Are they back 2 wins on the trot? Come on,
yeah.
Nigel.
I mean,
They're your boys.
They weren't going to carry on losing. That wasn't going to happen. But whether they can get anywhere near the leaders at the moment, it's another thing. You know, sort of. I thought today would have been a day that, you know, Man U could have put that game to bed early on in the game. So they're riding the luck today. Liverpool, they played well. They weren't rubbish, you know, but I think Man City will be there at the end. But I don't think they're going to win this year.
No.
Not unless the other teams drop points.
Is a point to both of you. It is the collapse that we've seen Man City have, bearing in mind the dominance that they've had over the last few years in football. Is that the biggest collapse in the history of football?
Well, they haven't collapsed yet, have they?
Well,
I mean, you can say they collapsed at the end of the season where they finished.
Like a mid-term collapse, let's put it that way. Well, let me word it differently. Is it for a club that has dominated football for so long, very rarely losing a game, to then suddenly lose, is it 11 on the trot or whatever, or not win 11 games? Is that one of the biggest crashes that we've ever seen in football?
Well, you could say it could be, but I just, you know, you could say, well, have the other teams caught up with them a bit? You know, have they improved the teams to be able to compete with Man City now? So that's the other side of it. You got to look at before the other teams weren't being able to compete with the players at Man City. Now there's different squads at different clubs. They may have improved. I mean, you've only got to look at Brighton and Brentford. They've been the top teams.
Forest.
So they're getting the players in. So maybe it's the other clubs that are catching up with Man City.
Tom, what do you think?
I think it's sort of 6 and 1.5 dozen of the other, essentially. Obviously, Nigel made a very good point there. I think, some of the other clubs have come on. You know, City would go to a lesser team, to quote, and you just know that they were going to turn them over. It isn't like that now. I think that is down to sort of a drop in form, sort of a drop in confidence as well. I don't think I've ever seen, certainly not since Pep's been there, a Man City team trying to playing the ball out from the back. That's their speciality. That's what Pep does, you know. And you see in mistakes, lack of confidence on the ball. If you got Edison, for example, and stuck him in centre midfield, he'd do a job. But even with him, right. A mixture of the two. Other teams have sort of caught them up a little bit, but they're making errors and coming across in a way that you don't associate with a Pep Guardiola Man City team.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that progresses. Okay, moving away from the Premier League. Nigel, what was your game like yesterday, mate, against Sheffield United?
Like I said, it wasn't the best game to watch. I don't think either team convinced me that they're a team ready to go up into the Premier League. I don't know. I get frustrated when I see teams playing the ball sideways and backways, and you know, like
you've always said that.
There didn't seem to be any players trying to run in behind the centre backs. That's probably the way they've trained at home. That's the way they play. But you know, they're not turning centre backs. Every time they go forward and then they pass the ball back, they're letting the back four get behind the ball again. And as a defender, you're happy when you can see the players in front of you. So it's that slow that you're never going to catch them out. And like I said, for me, it was a good occasion, but event-wise, it was a bit of a drag, to be honest.
Yeah, shame. And what about your game at Burton with Northampton, Tom? What was that like?
Yeah, much the same, to be honest. It certainly wasn't a classic, I can tell you that. So that's really all I can sort of, if I'm being honest about the game on the whole, in terms of chances created. Burton, I would say, absolutely had the better of that. There was poor passages of play, very, very scrappy, a ball up in the air a lot. It looked like two teams fighting for their lives. But look, we got a little bit of luck at the end with a deflection goal from Sam Hoskins, obviously modern day legend as far as we're concerned in Northampton. For him to get that goal, deflection, we'll take it. But yeah, not a classic, as I say.
Yeah.
While we're on the subject of the Championship, Gaz.
Sorry,
Gaz, while we're on the subject of the Championship, you know, like we spoke about these stupid dates they put fixtures on and all that lot. I mean, you got to spare a thought for if you're a Portsmouth fan having to travel up to Sunderland today on a Sunday. I mean, and they've lost 1-0. I mean, but come on, like, they've got to try and sort the fixtures out a bit better than that.
Yeah,
fully agree with that.
It is something we've touched on a few times. I think what was that was it. It's next week's FA Cup was what we touched on, and this just shows that when they look at what teams they want to put on telly, they in no way, shape, or form give two shits about the fans. They really don't. And the great example is they've put. Let me just check this fixture. Hang on. There's a fixture which is so you've got Liverpool playing Altrincham on a Saturday, right? Almost a derby. Yeah, Altrincham not far from Liverpool at all. Yeah, I think it was Thursday. Let me just see. Yeah, that's it. So, right. So you've got Liverpool playing Altrincham on the Saturday, okay, which is Accrington Stanley. So a local derby almost, yeah. And then on the Thursday night, 7:45 kickoff, Everton at home to Peterborough United. So if you were thinking of the fans, if they truly had any compassion for fans, they would have switched them. They would have been different, wouldn't they? You'd have had Liverpool, Accrington. It is Accrington they're playing, isn't it?
They're fitting it in so they can put it on the TV, aren't they? Because obviously it's the dad versus son clash, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're, if it weren't for that, I think that would have been on a Saturday afternoon. They wouldn't be bothered about that fixture.
Yeah.
So I guess it's for TV again, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, I'm saying that, not looking at the thing. People helping me out here. Thank you, Jordan. Thursday, Everton, Peterborough, yeah, as I've just said. And yeah.
So it's the Ashley Young thing, isn't it? If Peterborough were playing someone else, that would have been on a Saturday.
Yeah. And then, as well as that, like Gareth saying there, Cardiff got to travel to Sheffield on the Thursday as well. 7:00 kickoff. Again, there are guys that might have to take an half a day or try and get out of work early. They ain't got a chance, have they?
No. It's
not right, is it? It's really not right. But modern football, eh? Don't we just love it? Right, okay. Let's let me just say, I went to Hadley with Dan. If you want to check out our whole article on that and some footage, it's on the links are on the platforms. It's on our website. Our website's along the bottom there. I've got to just what a game of football it was. It ended 1-1. It's step 4. They were playing Hertford. It was an extremely foggy day as well. There was a bit of doubt whether the game would even go on. But I've got to just show you. I mean, this is just one clip. Both goalkeepers were exceptional. It was end to end. I've not watched an exciting game like that for years. And when I say it was end to end, I was trying to film it and I couldn't keep up with it. I wouldn't get a job with Sky. I wouldn't want a bloody job with Sky. But anyway, let me show you. Let me show you this bit of footage here. So this is just one little piece of footage from what was an exceptional game of football, end to end. And this is just one.
Someone's got to say, pull that trigger. Oh, dear. Oh.
It was like that all game. It was just end to end. It was absolutely brilliant. Lovely little club as well. Obviously, again, one of the wonderful things about it is please go and have a look on the website and just check it out. They're a really lovely little club. They're in Barnet. They picked up a lot of Barnet supporters when Barnet moved to the Hive because obviously they moved out of the area. And so they did pick up quite a few of the Barnet. A lot of the people involved, even in the boardroom, are ex-Barnet people. And Hadley's in Barnet. And but they were having the ground share at Potter's Bar for many years. And obviously now they've got this, they're in this ground. And they've made covered areas on all 4 sides of the ground for the supporters. They're a noisy bunch. They really are absolutely brilliant. But there's some really interesting interviews on there as well. So check it out. I picked this up as well. This is from last year. So we're going to talk about 2024 and some of our highlights. People, if you've got a highlight from 2024, please share it with us. But I'm just going to show you. I picked this up. Now, this was in one of the earlier rounds of the FA Cup. And it was Lancaster against Hendersford, I think. And at the time, Hendersford were 1-0 up. This goal, just watch this goal. Just a highlight about non-league football can be cracking. So cracking. And this was to bring Lancaster 1-1. I hope I got that. Great crowd there.
Not sure what the geezer swearing on there.
Mike has been thing right over where he took the shot. Everyone would have seen that except us. But what a goal that was. Cracking goal. I just picked that up earlier, actually, and thought, yeah. So that was earlier rounds of the FA Cup. So I'm going to share a few of my highlights. You guys share. People, please share any highlights 2024 that you have as well. That would be great. What was the final score, Gary? Oh, 1-1. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, 1-1 Hadley against Hertford. Okay, so Darren, thank you very much, mate. I got that totally wrong. Look, it was Hendersford against Gainsborough. You know what? I've seen that goal. Of course, it's just dawned on me. But what a goal. And it was Will Lancaster that scored the goal. Darren, sorry, mate. Thank you. Darren should have been on tonight. He's not been able to, but at least he's watching us. So hope you're all right, Darren. And did you go football yesterday, mate? I know you had a couple of games called off that you were heading to. But if you did go, let us know who you went to see. But yeah, so that was Henderson against Gainsborough. Will Lancaster scoring what was a superb goal. And I've just realised I've shown that goal before. But that's one of the highlight goals I've seen in 2024. I'm going to share another one with you. While we're on the subject to the FA Cup, you won't like it, Tom, but I have to say I went for the day out with the Nuneation Town supporters.
Don't you dare! Yeah, I've got to relive it. I was there the first time. Saw it live in the flesh. I don't need to see it again.
Yeah, I ain't got no
one of them. Look,
don't worry. But that was a highlight from the FA Cup for me. Was without doubt.
I'm glad it was for you.
That game, and I tell you what it was. It was. I felt the buzz of the FA Cup that I've been missing for so many years.
Yeah,
I went along on the coaches with them. I did a whole article on it, and it was just for me. I love the FA Cup so much, and it's been such a hard thing to see it demise the way it has. But I realised, and this is a highlight for me for 24. I realised how much the FA Cup still means, but you've got to go below the third round. After the third round, the big boys come in, it's diminished. But that build up, the what it means to the non-league clubs and the fans, you'd see them Hendersford fans go absolutely mental, or Gainsborough fans, whichever they were. They were Gainsborough fans, yeah, of course it was. And it just, that's a big highlight because it reinvigorated some of that feeling that we used to have about the FA Cup. It was an amazing night, you know, not for you guys sitting on the other side crying away there. It was an amazing night. Well done, Kettering. It was a good
take
night.
Nothing away from them. They were fantastic. They were fantastic that night. Take nothing away.
Yeah, and 100%. We've still got Tamworth to beat Tottenham on Saturday as well, although we'll touch on the ticket prices after. Nigel, give me one of your highlights.
Of 24.
Yeah.
God, you sprung that one on me. I don't know, really. There's nothing that really stands out for me, guys. I've enjoyed it. I've got to admit, I've enjoyed the footy season this year. You know, when we've had the breaks for the England matches, the internationals, I've been bored stiff. Like, but I've thoroughly enjoyed watching the football at all levels this year. So looking forward to carrying it on to the end of the season now. I think every league at the moment's up in the air. You can't predict one team, apart from most people say Liverpool now. But I think in all the other divisions, you know, there's nothing signed and sealed at the moment, so it's all to play for.
Yeah, cool. Tom, have you got any highlights? Been Northampton fan. Don't suppose you've got many, but
yeah. You carry on. To be fair, last season, as a whole, obviously 23 into 24 was a successful season for us as far as I'm concerned. You know, whilst I'm positive, I am realistic. I am a realist, and I know what we are, I know where we are, and I know where we're going and not going, more importantly. So, yeah, a good solid finish, a good solid season, stayed up nicely. So, the end of the season, looking at those the points scored and some of the results along the way as well, nice win at home against the Posh. Obviously, local rivals. I saw somebody
definitely. In the big one, that and all.
Yeah, certainly is. And then win against them at home this season as well. So yeah, good.
Just pop up now. I've got a couple more I'll share with you, but let's just say Jordan Pollard, he said his highlight for 2024 was being at Wembley when Peterborough United. Jordan's a Peterborough United fan, by the way. And I did know
that's what
that.
I was just saying there. I saw him in the comments saying up the.
Yeah. Didn't they beat you in the cup though a week later?
I think it was 3-0, and they hammered us away from home last season. I think it was 5-1.
They did hammer you away. Yeah.
So but we're not looking at aggregate scores. We're looking at 2 wins for us, 2 wins for them in the last 4 games. So that's what we're looking at.
So we got a derby going on here. Jordan versus Tom, Northampton, Peterborough. Beat Wickham in the Bristol Street Motors Trophy. That's a mouthful, isn't it? I know, not the big. Do you know what? I've been to a couple of them, and it doesn't matter what anyone else says, Jordan. It's a day out at Wembley, and let's face it, clubs who get through to them finals, it's the only opportunity they're going to get unless they get through to playoffs. So. People call these little trophies small, but they're not. They're as big as they are for every club that turns up, and the fans will treat it as such as well. I think Mark, you see, Mark, just a quick one there. I'll be joining Mark and the Nuneation Town folks on the 25th of January. If you want to come down and meet us as well, so I'll be there. Mark's the director at the Nuneation Town, the Phoenix Club from Nuneation Borough. We'll be going and covering their game on the 25th of this month. So if you want to come down and join us, get on down. Let's take in some non-league football. Chemo Nyman, I hope I've said that right. He said Callie's 2 goals versus Notts County in our 3-5 win. He realises it's not a 2024 highlight, but it's still a highlight of his life, mate. So you made an impact.
It's a good game, that game.
We've got a couple of other highlights to share. Anyone else got any more highlights? Love the FA Cup. The old was thrilling. Yeah, absolutely was. But I felt that in the non-league side, and I shall follow a different couple of sides next year as well. It's absolutely brilliant. Highlight for Gareth Williams here. Highlight was beating Swansea 2-0. A nice win over them. And had been a while. So Gareth being Cardiff then. What's this one? Oh, here we go. The derby's on. Shh, don't mention the Posh result, lol.
I've got to have something to dine out.
Yeah.
I've got to have something.
Here we go.
I'm glad that at least.
Yeah, people are joining in here, which is fantastic. My highlight was being English, living in Scotland when we got through to the Euro final. There were a lot of unhappy locals. My low point, the final result, and the changed the locals into happy locals. Fancy living in Scotland during that time, eh?
He still hasn't put his England flag in the window yet, though.
Yeah. Mark's highlight 2024 was seeing my club come back from extinction, and he's fan owned. Mark was on with us only a couple of weeks ago, just before Christmas. And like I say, join us for their game can't remember it's against. Mark, you can let us know it's against, please. And it'll be a 3 o'clock kickoff because non-league is proper football. And come down and join us. They get really good crowds, and they're on their way up as well. Bear with me, Gareth Williams. Ignore that. We beat them 2-0 in 2023. Times flies. There you go. See, it goes too quick, doesn't it? One of my other highlights was being invited down, me and Nigel, down to Watford by Luther Blissett, being wined and dined by the great man himself. That, for me, being a Watford supporter, which I am, and was lucky to be a supporter during the golden era of the early 80s at Watford, was got to be a highlight for me, innit, mate?
Yeah, it was a good
day out, wasn't it?
Good day out, wasn't it? And we got the VIP treatment.
Definite highlight. One last highlight for me, then we'll see if anyone's got any more, and if not, we'll move along. Is getting involved with Team Michaela. I know I talked about it at the beginning of the show, but for me, a highlight was getting involved with Team Michaela. I like I say, I can't say enough what an inspirational person she is, and when we all have our problems, and then you see someone like Michaela who does what she does, your problems falling into insignificance. So let's get behind Team Michaela in 2025. One more? And you guys got any more highlights?
No.
Gone all quiet?
No, nothing.
What have we got here? Oh, right. Okay. So on the 25th, they are playing Birstall United, which are Leicestershire side. On the 25th, they play currently at Bedworth Town. So if you want to come along, I'll be there. Maybe, I don't know whether anyone else will be joining me, but it should be a good day out, and can't wait to get up there. And like I say, they get some cracking crowds, Nuneation. So that's the 25th. I'm hoping that we're going to be at Sutton United. That's the Sutton United of Sutton Coldfield. This coming Saturday for their 4th round FA Vars fixture against Bourne. It's the biggest game in the club's history. So hopefully we're going to be there. I'm just trying to sort that out with them at the moment. What else have we got lined up? We've got more coming, don't get me wrong. We're going to be at Leek Town at the end of Feb. We're at Stourbridge, hopefully the end of March. And obviously we've got a lot more to fit in there as well. So, yeah, wherever we are, come down, say hello. We'll make you famous for 5 minutes. One more highlight then we'll just quickly move along. Another good highlight was the results for Crawley Town versus MK Dons. That was, wasn't it? Didn't they really give them a good stuffing and all, didn't they? Everyone's quiet. Do you remember it? No. Okay, they did. They give him a good stuffing, got on to the playoffs. So, yeah, absolutely. I know Jordan's Peterborough United fan, but he lives in Crawley. Mark's just saying a great little setup there at Sutton United. So, yeah, they have been in touch with me. I'm just waiting for some response now about Saturday. So, hopefully, yeah, and anyone in the area, get down and support Sutton United in what is their biggest game in the club's history. Against Bourne. Right, moving on. I'm going to quickly bring this back, guys. We're going to talk about the negative side of football a little bit here. I just wanted to get your thoughts, and anyone want to join in on the thoughts of the situation with the ticket pricing at Tamworth. I think it's, personally, I should say, so if you're not aware, Tamworth normally charge £18 for an adult. I think under 10s go free, something of that nature. They have upped their prices to, I think, £38 for terrace, £42 for seating, and under 10s have got to pay £29 or £28. I understand people will put up money. Kettering did it against Doncaster. Their normal ticket prices were £15. They put them up to £22. Obviously, there is some extra expense in laying on a game, but they obviously get a lot of money out of it as well. I just think, how's that right? I'm sorry, because as much as I know people will pay it, there will be probably a family of 4 is going to cost them about 150 quid to get into that game.
It might be a lot, Gaz, but realistically, you're never going to get a chance to see Tottenham play Tamworth again. So and the money is going to the club. That's going to the money they take.
Do you know what? I do understand that bit, right? I do understand the reason why I think it's a disgrace. I'm going to be straight about it. I get that side of it, by the way, right? I do understand, but there are families, we know, many people on breadline, you know, times are hard. And when is the hardest time for the year for everybody? Just after Christmas. Now is the time where people have got less money in their pockets because of the expense of Christmas. I can understand them putting the money up, but that much? And for the kids, I can't. I think it's an absolute bloody disgrace. They should be ashamed of themselves. I do understand what you're saying, though.
If they put the prices up permanently, then that would have been disgrace. But I know what you're saying, and I do agree with the people that can't afford to pay.
There will be fans that won't be able to go.
Yeah,
sure.
But like I would imagine, as a club, they're thinking we're never going to get this fixture again. We need to try and make a bit of money to maybe stabilise the club, or if they're at the top of the league at the moment, if they go up, they're going to have to improve. So I don't know. There's two sides. What you're saying is exactly right, and I totally agree with you. But I also think that the way the clubs
understand.
Yeah, the way the club's thinking. Well. Yeah, they're thinking, well, we're never going to get Tottenham again. So if it was a one-off event that people in Tamworth know they're probably never going to see again, they're probably going to be willing to pay that anyway.
And but is that going to put people in debt? Like I say, you know, it's such a tough time for people. I do get it. I do completely understand. I just think the increase that they've implemented is just. It just seems like it's more than doubled the money. I can understand them they're going to make a lot of money out of that. Oh, trust me, they have made a lot of money out of this cup run. Now, I know with Kettering, when they beat Northampton, not only did they get X amount for the live TV rights, which I'm not 100% sure what that was, but they got 45 grand for that win, just for the win, you know. And in previous rounds, they would have got a lot. So they probably, I would say, Kettering getting to the round they were on, probably took about £250,000 from the cup. Tamworth going to have taken even more because they've gone on a step further. So I do think it's disgraceful. I understand what you're saying, and yes,
maybe they should keep the same price for the kids.
Maybe that would have been that. Maybe I get that.
Maybe the adults pay a little bit more, but the kids stay the same.
And I don't disagree with them putting a price up. Everybody has put up with that in football. You know, you have a category A, category B, category C.
They're all going to do it though, Gaz. Like we're talking about Tamworth doing that, but every other club in the non-league world, but if they drew Tottenham,
would they put it up? Yeah, they would have absolutely put it up. Would they put it up that much though?
I don't know. No. We don't know how much. How much about Kettering Town? How much?
I wonder if there's anyone out there watching that have been involved with their non-league club who have reached the third round and played one of the big boys. Whether they could let us know. Like I say, I do understand what you're saying. I completely do. I still think it's disgraceful that they put it up that much, especially for the children. And especially just after Christmas, when not a lot of people got a lot of money. And as much as there will be people that will probably go out and get a loan from a fucking loan shark to pay 150 quid to take the family to the game, or they won't go. You know, I don't know. But I take on board. Let's see what other people are saying. And then maybe whatever your feelings are, Tom. But like I say, Nigel, I do 100% get what you're saying, and I understand that. Let's just see what we got. The way Spurs are playing, Tamworth might get a chance to progress again. I feel Tamworth season ticket holders should have paid the normal rate. the hike the rest of the prices. Will help the club long term, but it also thanks the loyal fans. It won't help the poor families that can't afford it and get in debt, though, will it? Long term. Sorry,
I think, yeah, but I think what Darren's saying.
Yeah, I agree with that. The season ticket holders are being penalised.
The people that are only they're going to come to that match, and then you won't see them the week after.
Yeah, agree. And they're the people that may take the place of a regular fan who can't afford that price, you know. But what's Gareth saying? People will pay it. Yes, Nigel completely has said that, and he's right. They will pay it. I think they should have looked after their regular season ticket holders and members who go week in, week out, 100%. The charge the price of a regular match ticket for their loyalty. Or a smaller increment, maybe. You know, I do think they got a right to put it up. I just wonder whether a jump from £18 to an £18 covers any area of the ground up to then £38 for standing, 42 plus the kiddies who normally go free. They've got to pay £28 or £29. I've heard. Anyway, let's see. Got another one here. It's great getting your thoughts, people. When we played Middlesbrough in the FA Cup in 2006, our ticket price was £20. That's Nuneation. That would have been Nuneation Borough. And that, when was that? 2006. Yeah, so that's probably £40 now with inflation. So, look, I get it. They're not the only club that would have done it. Is it right, though, that they do it? It ain't right to the loyal fan, in my view. That is only my view, and completely take on the view that Nigel's given. Tom, have you got a view on that?
Yeah, I don't think there's any clear black and white, right or wrong. I think obviously you've made some good points. Nigel's made some good points in this. One thing that I don't buy into, however, is that one person is more entitled to see the game than another. For example, season ticket holders versus a casual fan, for example. Chances in life sometimes dictate the amount of football that we can take in and the amount of football that we can't take in. Do you see what I mean? So I wouldn't do anything personally if I was the decision maker, if you like. I wouldn't do anything there. Whilst I do love loyalty in football. We all love loyalty in football. But yeah, in a nutshell, to give you a straight answer, do I like it? No. But yes, the only change I probably would have made, like you both have alluded to, you're going to increase it. It's a money maker. These lower league clubs, when you get a money spinner, you need to milk it for this.
Yeah.
However, the increase in the cost for me needs to be proportionate to what
I think that's what's wound me up.
The regular cost is, and that's the problem. It's completely disproportionate. It's completely way out.
I think it's disproportionate for that jump, and maybe had the jump been a bit less, or as Nigel said, maybe done something different for the kids. You know, the kids get in for a £5 or a £10 or something. Oh, he's gone. Anyway, we're going to round the show up. I think we've covered off. I just want to say, so going forward with the podcast, so there will be some of the podcasts will be live like we are tonight, but we're not going to do that every week now. We're going to try and make them more like special events and get some good quality guests on and stuff like that. And then other podcasts, and there'll be a mixture now as well. We're going to be mixing it up. Will be pre-recorded podcasts that will pre-record, and they will go out and everyone can watch it themselves. So we're going to mix it up a bit. Basically, we're also going to be doing Under the Floodlights, where we'll do some interviews. I'm sure me and Nigel could interview some cracking players.
Yeah, you haven't done my one yet, have you?
We sort of did one, didn't we? Remember, it was just the two of us.
Oh yeah.
We could start with.
Gaz says he's lost connection. Can you?
Oh yes, right. I can add him back. We could start with doing one with you. Yeah, all right. We'll do that then. Yeah, and then what we do is maybe me and you get some interviews in, and we'll interview them together.
Yeah.
Because what's good is when we get an ex-pro on, is to sit back, which I know I'm not very good at doing, and let you two talk and talk. One thing we've picked up on, whenever we get an ex-pro on, the conversation between you and that ex-pro is fantastic. So we'll do some Under the Floodlights together, so I can sort of step back a bit and let you and him tell your tales, you know. And we'll be doing also some short podcasts week in, probably starting next week, which will be called Non-League Focus, where it will be purely about non-league, and we'll get someone from a different club on every time we do one. So it's going to be a whole mixture. And then the live ones, which are going to try and make a bit more special. So we're not going to do them every week, but there will be 1 or 2 podcasts a week. Some will be pre-recorded, some will be interviews, which is what we call Under the Floodlights, and some will be non-league. But the live ones, maybe 2 or even 1, depending how we're getting on, a month, where we'll make them special. So that's really the move we're going to go, the road we're going to go down. We're going to change it up and have it a bit different. So that's the big announcement. So that's it from me. We'll go around the table and say goodnight. We've done just over an hour, gentlemen. So Tom, the new man, your last words, anything you want to say?
On the show, much appreciated. Successful weekend from my perspective. 3 points. Thank you everybody for watching and content out through the platform and seeing where we can go with it. Thank you.
Fantastic. Last from you, Nige.
Yeah. I've had a great weekend so far. And I haven't finished yet because I'll be doing my Mixcloud show around about 9:30. And believe it or not, it was the first time I've had 2 days off without doing Mixcloud in about 3 years. So I'll be back on later on.
We'll get your fix of Mixcloud.
Yeah, I've had a good weekend. It's been good. It's been the first time I managed to get
brilliant. You needed a break anyway, mate.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, join Callie tonight. Just get on his Facebook, and the link will be there. Just what's Facebook again? They're looking for. Is it
Mixcloud?
No, on your Facebook. Is it down as Callie or
Nigel Callaghan?
Nigel Callaghan. Look him up. Every night he's on Mixcloud. I'm not joking. He packs out the grapes in Stafford every Saturday night. Probably the best DJ in Stafford. You've got to catch his tunes. He was a great football player. He's just as good DJing as well. So catch him. There you go. Self blow a bit of smoke up your arse, mate. Why not? From me, as always, have a lovely week. Have a safe week. And hopefully we'll see you all very, very soon. Just quickly, in case there's any more comments that I've missed. Hang on. Okay. No, we're all. Oh, thank you. Good night from Carol Gilmore. Thank you, Carol. Good night, all. As always, I'm never ready with the closing credits, but I am now. Don't go anywhere, Tom. Just stay where you are.